Burkina Faso's Iron Declaration, 1,000 Americans expelled, no one's playground anymore. Before the first rays of dawn could stretch across Ouagadougou's horizon, the gates of the U.S. Embassy slammed shut with a chilling finality. Inside, phones rang endlessly, diplomatic staff scurried down hallways like disturbed ants, and tension hung heavy in the air. A courier knocked twice firmly on the ambassador's office door, clutching a crimson-bordered sealed envelope stamped "Top Secret Presidential Priority." Within lay a letter, handwritten and signed by Captain Ibrahim Traoré himself. The contents sent shockwaves through diplomatic channels. For the sake of national security and to uphold the sovereignty of Burkina Faso, the transitional government hereby officially orders the immediate expulsion of 1,000 American citizens operating under the cover of diplomacy, security, and development. The atmosphere inside was suffocating. The ambassador did not need to read twice. This was no negotiation. This was a command. They all leave, now. These 1,000 names were no coincidence. Each individual had been under watchful surveillance, from embassy aides and military contractors to NGO workers and civilian advisors, lurking near strategic military installations. Burkina Faso's intelligence quietly pieced together detailed dossiers, schedules, meetings, coded communications, mysterious visits to bases near borders. The trap was now set. The operation was codenamed Clean Soil. When American officials scrambled to make urgent calls for clarification, it was already too late. The operation was underway. Airport security tightened, border patrols reinforced, secret surveillance teams activated. Outside the embassy, Burkinabe citizens gathered silently, hoisting banners proclaiming, "No more spies, no more puppets. Langley, go home." Inside, American officials began to realize the raw truth. Their carefully masked presence had been unveiled in broad daylight. Far away in a discreet Washington office, a red phone rang, and a voice whispered, "Traoré just slapped the Pentagon in the face." Those expelled were no tourists, backpackers, or missionaries. They were vital cogs in the most extensive intelligence network the United States had ever deployed in West Africa, until now exposed. Development experts, technical advisors, humanitarian workers, all were monitored for months. Some funneled drone data to secret US servers disguised as environmental maps.
But the footage revealed military bases. Others photographed fuel depots, water storage, underground facilities, and none possessed the medical qualifications they claimed. The biggest shock? A list of 12 individuals marked as Level 1 Air Force agents, suspected CIA operatives trained in insurgency and psychological warfare, operating under civilian contractor cover. No arrests were made, no hostage scenarios played out. Traoré did not seek chaos, only to reveal to the world what America had hidden behind aid logos and humanitarian smiles, a deeply embedded spy network. The list was quietly shared within the AES bloc, Alliance of Sahel States. A general in Mali muttered, "They watched us like zoo animals. Now we've kicked out the zookeepers." Weeks earlier, General Michael E. Langley posed for photos, smiling alongside Burkinabe officers, declaring counter-terrorism cooperation. But behind the scenes, a private meeting with Traoré unfolded. No press, no transcripts. Insider sources reveal Langley pressured Burkina Faso to restore intelligence collaboration and reopen control corridors, invisible to the public. Traoré said nothing. Days later, Burkina Faso's intelligence detected sudden shifts in encrypted signals between US points in Ghana, Ivory Coast, and Burkina Faso. Personnel moved unusually. For Traoré, this was no diplomacy. It was preparation for intervention. He decided to act first. At 4 a.m., plainclothes special forces rolled out in unmarked vehicles. They fanned across Ouagadougou, Bobo-Dioulasso, and border hotspots. Each operative carried dossiers, photos, names, locations, threat levels. The goal was prevention, not confrontation. Individuals were approached, handed expulsion letters, and escorted to coded evacuation points. One suitcase, one phone, one tracking wristband per person. Within 12 hours, over 800 Americans were processed for departure. By midnight, the first AES-escorted flight lifted off to Ghana. No resistance arose. Everyone understood. Traoré held full control. The total number expelled, 1,000. Immediately, AES nations declared in unison, "Burkina Faso is not alone. Strike one, strike all. No foreign power will redefine our sovereignty." Pan-African media hailed Traoré as Africa's true warrior. Headlines from Bamako to Niamey shouted, "Burkina Faso's punch, the blow the Sahel has waited for." While Western media scrambled to frame the story, Burkinabe people had already spoken. He does not attack the West, he protects Africa.
No gunfire, no bloodshed, just cold, precise preparation and unyielding resolve. Reviewing the departing names, Traoré reportedly circled one in red and smiled coldly. Tell Langley, Burkina Faso is no longer their playground. This historic expulsion is more than a diplomatic rebuke. It's a bold assertion of African sovereignty against decades of covert infiltration. Traoré's move signals a new era in the Sahel, where African nations refuse to be pawns in foreign intelligence games. The political implications ripple far beyond Burkina Faso's borders. Western powers must reckon with a new, assertive Africa that demands respect and control over its own destiny. For years, the West masked espionage under aid programs, security partnerships, and development projects. Today, Traoré strips away those facades, revealing the raw struggle beneath, a fight for dignity, autonomy, and the right to chart one's own future. This episode is a wake-up call for international diplomacy. No longer can sovereignty be treated as a mere formality. The people of Burkina Faso and the wider Sahel region are drawing a firm line. Their land is not a chessboard for foreign powers. Behind the scenes, the expelled Americans face uncertain futures. Their sudden departure disrupts decades of intelligence gathering and strategic footholds. But for Traoré and his allies, it is a necessary sacrifice on the path toward true independence. The reaction across Africa is electric. Leaders from the AES bloc echo Traoré's stance, emboldened to reclaim their nations from covert influence. This marks a turning point, a collective awakening to the need for vigilance and self-determination. In this unfolding chapter of African history, Traoré emerges not only as a national leader, but as a symbol of continental resilience and defiance. His iron declaration reverberates far and wide. No longer will Africa be a playground for foreign agendas. The people watch, hopeful and proud. The world watches, surprised and unsettled. And the message is clear. The age of hidden puppeteers is over. The age of African sovereignty has arrived.